A very beautiful good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's science online class. All of you must follow the class. This is the last lesson we are discussing now, living things and non-living things. So, children, we discussed in the last class about the characteristics of a plants, that means living and non-living things, isn't it? What are the characteristics? Growth, movement, taking food, breathing, getting rid of waste, respond to heat, respond to touch, respond to light, giving birth to young ones. These all characters will be seen in the living things, and in the non-living things we cannot see the characters like growth, movement, etc. Okay, so I hope all of you understand about the difference between living and non-living things. And also we discussed about movement in living beings, how the living things can move. See, human beings will move by walking and running, housefly will fly, grasshopper will hop or jump, frogs jump and swing, snake crawls, birds flies, fish swims, plant will cannot move. So these are the means of motion of living organism. So I hope all of you understand the topics, and today we are going to discuss about the food and living beings. Food. So in the first chapter, food, our food, we discussed about the different food materials we have seen in the chapter. Food that we as well as all other animals need food. Food will give us energy. Food will make smooth functioning of different activities in our body. So food is a very important, food plays a very important role in our daily activities. Not only people, plants also will make food. Most of the plants absorb water and minerals from the soil and prepare their food in the presence of sunlight. The leaf is the place where food is prepared. So the leaf is the kitchen of the plant. With the help of the sunlight, carbon dioxide, air, etc., water, etc., the leaves will prepare their food and send it to the each part of the plant. Okay, children. So we also prepare food. In our process of preparing food, the same as that plants, మనలాగే ప్లాంట్స్ కూడా మనలాగే తయారు చేసుకుంటాయా? It is different, isn't it? Yes, it is different. We will make the food from the nature. We will get the food from the nature, but plant itself will prepare its food. Okay, this is called as photosynthesis. The process of making food by the plant is called as photosynthesis. This already you learned in your earlier classes, isn't it, children? Yes. By using carbon dioxide, green color substance, that is chlorophyll, in the leaves, and sunlight and water, isn't it? These are the components to make the food by the leaves. The process is called as, yes, photosynthesis. Okay, now let us go to another topic. So children, plants will prepare the food for themselves and for us also. Growth in living beings. Children, you will be seeing kittens, puppies and chicks growing into adults, isn't it? They will be becoming big. you become taller every year also. Some plants grow day by day into trees, isn't it? Same like that, human beings also will be growing big and big, isn't it? A human child grows into man or woman. Plants also produce branches that show their growth, isn't it? They grow throughout their life, but we don't grow like that. Isn't it, children? Plants will grow day by day. They will grow till their end, isn't it? But we cannot grow throughout our life. We may be, the height will be stopped by certain years. Okay? But plants will be going on growing. So we will grow up to certain age and height, but some parts of the body grows throughout our life. Think, what are those parts? Yes, hair will be growing and nails will be growing, isn't it, children? Once check your hair and nails. So nails and hair will grow, not us. If we grow like a tree, how would we look like? It's funny, no, children? Yes, it is really funny. If we grow very tall, we may be same like David and Goliath. Isn't it, children? Okay. Then non-living things cannot grow. Non-living things cannot grow. Growth is also a characteristic feature of living things. So non-living things cannot grow. Plants, animals, humans will grow. So the growth is the one of the characteristic of to identify the living thing and non-living things. Coming to breathe. Do all living things breathe, children? Do all plants breathe like us? Yes. Plants will have small tiny pores called stomata. We can see this stomata in the leaves, isn't it? They are called as stomata. These stomata are useful for exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. These we can see only under the microscope. We can observe this only under the microscope. So we have to take a fleshy leaf of any leaf, okay? Just peel it off and keep on the slide and then watch through microscope. Then you can see this stomata. Stomata will be in the leaves, okay, which will be helpful in exchange of gases. Do all living things get rid of their waste? Means మన బాడీలో అన్ని లివింగ్ థింగ్స్లో ఓకేనా వేస్ట్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. We will eat food. So after the food was converted into energy, the waste will be there. The waste must come out, isn't it? So do all living things get rid of their waste? Waste ni బయటికి పంపిస్తున్నాయా అన్ని లివింగ్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ అని అడుగుతున్నారు. We know that all living things take in food. After digestion, waste have to be removed from the body. Our body produces different types of waste materials during different life process. When we work hard, our body becomes wet with sweat. Sweat is one type of excreting, okay, excretion. This is waste material. Sweat is waste material. The process of getting rid of waste is called as excretion. Underline this, ma. The process of getting rid of waste is called as excretion. In what form do animals excrete then? మరి animals కి ఎలా excretion జరుగుతుంది? See here. Animals excrete waste in different forms. Dung means it will be giving their waste in the form of dung, urine, sweat, etc. Plants also excrete their waste, but this is not in the same way as animals. Plants కూడా దాని బాడీలో ఉండే వేస్ట్ని బయటికి పంపించగలవు, కానీ యానిమల్స్ లాగా కాదు. దే విల్ నాట్ ఎక్స్క్రీట్ ద వేస్ట్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఆఫ్ యానిమల్స్. నౌ సీ హియర్. Actually, this see here, in some plants, gummy parts, gummy thing will be coming out. You think that it is gum, but no, it is not a gum, sticky thing, isn't it? It is just waste from the plant. Okay, actually this gummy substance are the excretions. Generally, we feel this excretion are useful and useless and foul smelling materials. But excretory products of animals are used as manures. Secretions of plants like gums and resins are also useful for us. Excretion of animals ఏమో మనము మాన్యూర్ లాగా, అంటే చూడండి మనము కౌ డంగ్ ఉంటుంది కదా, కౌ డంగ్ని మాన్యూర్ లాగా యూస్ చేస్తాము. అలాగే ప్లాంట్స్ నుంచి వచ్చే ఈ స్టిక్కీ సబ్స్టెన్స్ని గమ్ లాగా, రెజిన్స్ లాగా యూస్ చేస్తాము. ఓకే. Now coming to the living things give birth to young ones. Living things, as you know, living things will give birth to young ones. Eggs or baby. Eggs or baby. కొన్ని యానిమల్స్ ఎగ్స్ని ఇస్తాయి, కొన్ని యానిమల్స్ డైరెక్ట్గా బేబీని బర్త్ ఇస్తాయి. అవునా? Now let us know how this will be taking place. Birds and animals that lay eggs from giving birth to young ones are known as oviparous. Birds and animals that lays eggs for giving birth to young ones are known as oviparous. See here, underline this, oviparous. Okay, the animals which lays eggs and give birth to young ones are called as oviparous. And those which give birth to young ones without laying eggs are known as viviparous. Today's homework is this only. Okay, what are oviparous and viviparous? Which animals will comes under oviparous and which animals will comes under viviparous? Okay, this is the homework today. Okay, you have to write the definition and then examples also. Okay. But in plants, we cannot say some plants are oviparous and some plants are viviparous. Only we know that seeds germinate into plants. Seeds will germinate into plants. This means that plants also produce their young ones. Seed germination is one of the ways of doing so. So, seed germination is the process of giving birth to young ones. Complete this table, okay, in your textbook, page number 160. In page number 169, table number 4. Let us complete this now. Okay children, already we learned about oviparous and viviparous, isn't it? Oviparous means which lays eggs. Viviparous means which will give birth directly to the young ones. Okay, now see here, animals or birds that lays eggs. Here, those which give birth to young ones. Okay children, now see under animals, birds that lay eggs. Think what are the animals or birds which lays eggs? Yes, hen, duck, ostrich, snake, turtle, crow, etc. You can write your own also. Okay, pigeon, sparrow, etc. Okay children, now those which give birth to young ones: dog, horse, human beings, lion, elephant, tiger. Okay, these are the animals which give birth to directly to the young ones. See here, these all will comes under viviparous. Okay children. Okay, then all of you must complete the given work and send to me. Only few students are sending to me. The remaining part of the lesson will be continued in the next class. Thank you.